Welcome back, Sebastian. Good to have you on the channel here. And we're going to be
Thank you.
talking to you all today about the Life 180 event that's coming up this year, August 21st to the 23rd. Both Sebastian and I will be speakers at this event. We're going to be really teaming up together to provide tremendous value in the space of life insurance, your money, your personal finances, debt management, how we combine a lot of the different strategies that we see on the internet and how we go about implementing those things efficiently, effectively for our clients. And so this event is extremely valuable if you are someone that is really considering entering the financial services industry, specifically the life insurance industry, and its collaborative parts that add to this specific product that we bring to the market. And it's also really valuable if you're just a customer, if you're just a client of Sebastian's, of mine, or even Chris Kirkpatrick, someone on his team. And maybe you're not any of our clients at all, but you have a whole life that you got 5, 10 years ago. And maybe it wasn't designed properly, or you have no idea what it can do for you. This is the type of event that you can come and learn about what you have, compare pros and cons, and moving forward, either make adjustments, make changes, things like that. So it's one of those events where it's not just about, say, business or life insurance, but it's also about getting your values and beliefs really in alignment
Yeah.
and have your money line up with your values and beliefs so that you can live a very intentional life. It's going to be a 3-day event in Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona, and we'd love to see you there. So we're going to have some details that will pop up on the screen. I'll have links below. And what I'd like to do, for passing over to Sebastian here, if you can kind of give us a little bit of a background in terms of your journey and our partnership, how kind of like we're all coming together after so many years, right? We've all been really serving people at a high level, but now we finally figured out a way that we can really keep everything under one roof, and our viewers can decide who they want to work with, but at the end of the day, know that they have access to like everyone at some
Yeah.
point in time. So I think that's really cool that we finally got to that place.
Yeah, it is cool. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Denzel. And hey everybody. Basically, I've been on this journey of financial um teaching, education, coaching for maybe about 5 years. If you don't know me, for maybe 15 years now, I have a business finance company and business credit coaching, and that was kind of my background. When I met Denzel, we kind of um, bartered, and he taught me velocity banking. I taught him business credit, and we've helped each other's clients throughout the years. We both were very, very passionate about infinite banking, and I got really frustrated on my journey there because I could not find the right coach, teacher, or mentor to help me learn how to properly design the policies and properly, educate and teach people how to use these policies. It got to the point where I was just going to give up on it. And then finally, just about 2.5, maybe 3 years ago, Denzel introduced me to Chris Kirkpatrick, the founder of Life 180. Um, and very, very quickly, I felt like, okay, Chris is the person I think that I align with, and he's going to be able to help me. And so he educated me on all the nuances on the different products on the market, namely separating the the difference between IUL and whole life, and not saying that IUL is evil or anything like that, but just the problem is that if you really knew, if the people who buy IULs really understood all of the variables that are involved and all the pros and the cons versus just the pros, they might make a different decision. So by presenting all aspects of a solution, all potential pros and cons, you make a more educated decision. And ultimately, with whole life, we're offering something that is safe and secure, and there's no volatility involved. There's no risk associated with it. And if we're talking about infinite banking, that's what it's supposed to be. And obviously whole life has been around for about over 200 years. The IUL is only 27 years old. So it's tried and it's proven, and it's something that we know that the wealthy have used and have great success with. So with that said, I started learning how to design these policies, and in the last year, Denzel and I, we put our heads together and formed a team in the Life 180 agency, which is our team, the Kingdom Finance team, and it's been amazing. We've been able to bring in about 40 agents just in the last 8 months or so. I would say we have about 24 active agents that are actively pursuing business, learning, growing, having appointments with clients. And what's awesome is that we're not just teaching; they're not just learning life insurance and how to sell it, but they're learning, all the variations of debt elimination strategies, from debt snowball to velocity banking. And we're trying to empower them to become their own coach, to be able to help people at that level. And so not everyone wants to do that, and that's okay. Some people rather just refer clients over, and we'll take care of that part of it for them. And then we have other agents that they are comfortable, or they have a foot in the business industry, and they want to be able to offer business credit and funding, and offer those solutions. So
Mm.
we're really giving all these financial solutions in one place. And we're setting up relationships with trust services and trust companies, and tax strategists and CPAs. And so at the end of the day, we can say, hey, you need help here, you need help there. And the key is that all of these pieces of the puzzle, they come together to really form Voltron. That says my age. I don't know if you know who that is, Denzel. But
Talking about Transformers? I'm too young. I'm probably too
so
young.
Yeah, you got to look up Voltron. Voltron's uh, actually pre-Transformers. Similar character, but yeah, he had different parts, right? So,
Hmm.
he had, it was like five lions, and one lion was the left leg, the other lion was the right leg, and one was the arm, one was the head, and he would form, and they would make one big giant hero called Voltron. So there's five different pieces that came together to make the giant warrior called Voltron. So that's the whole
I love
point.
the kid
So
in you, man. I love it.
yeah, man, I'm an 80s kid. I grew up in the 80s. So yeah, you have tax strategies, right? You have trust services, you have financing, debt, credit, debt elimination, and then you have infinite banking. And all of these things come together, to basically create your legacy banking system, your strategy of how you're going to form and build your legacy. And yeah, so the team is growing, and we're having a lot of fun teaching and coaching every Monday night. Our meetings at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Everyone's invited to jump in on a meeting and just listen and learn and participate. And we try to do a short 20-minute intro, and then every after that get into different topics, different information. One of our team members this next week is going to be doing a presentation on um, on using insurance to uh, to help businesses that have lots of employees to do group insurance, right? So I haven't done that, right? But he wants to do that. He has a relationship with several schools in his area, and we started talking about it. I said, hey, why don't you do the research and bring that to the team and do a presentation, so we can all learn on how we can offer that to business owners. So here's a young guy on our team that has never really presented in a group, but he's going to be doing that. That's leveling him up. He's leveling us all up. And what's the saying? When the tide rises, all boats rise with it, right?
Yep,
We
absolutely.
all we all win. We all raise up. So yeah, so it's real exciting. The ability to help folks one on one as a on a coach client relationship is amazing. I love that. But now being a mentor to other agents slash coaches is just a whole nother level of purpose that is really exciting, and I'm loving it.
I like that. So, just to recap here, we've got the Life 180 event coming up this year, August 21st to 23rd. And under the Life 180 company that Chris Kirkpatrick has started is a life insurance agency where you and I teamed up and formed a team within Life 180 called Kingdom Finance Team. And so far, together, you've grown that from 0 to 40 agents, roughly 24 active. I'd say the team leaders is you and I, and we've got some rising leaders, some honorable mentions. I'd say Benjamin being one of those
Yep.
people that is really stepping up. We're hosting meetings every Monday night, 7:30. In addition to what we do, Life 180 also has an entire, call it the big organization
Yeah.
has training, has their days where
Yeah.
they host and they teach and they educate and they help you move things right along. So you could say join us as a new agent, licensed or not licensed, with the desire to help us grow, help yourself grow, and decide what kind of role you'd like to play, whether you want to become a leader, whether you just want to produce, whether you just want to refer business to a place where you know people are going to be taken care of. And then within that, you can decide to just stay within here and get as much support. And you attend the more general trainings that Life 180 provides completely for free as a licensed agent. And you
Correct.
can tap in and receive the additional education. I'd say the one thing that's really setting us apart from maybe other teams that are under Life 180 is the simple fact that we're really putting faith in front of it all. So we're leading and making all of our decisions based on our faith and where we
Yeah.
want to take this. So it's the Kingdom Finance Team. So obviously, we're not requiring you to believe in what we believe. And that's something you'll see us present and how we walk in our faith and how we're going about things. So if that's in alignment with you and you want to be able to refer people to that environment, we're like, I know my clients are going to be taken care of because of the way they lead their life, right? And it's not something we're pushing on anyone. We're just simply saying this is how we choose to walk our life, right? If you want to walk with us, great. If not, all good, right? You've got the entire Life 180 organization that you can tap into. And then within that, we've got so many different strategies that we teach. And if you were to summarize all the strategies, we just call it cash flow hacking, whether it's velocity, whether it's a debt snowball, whether it's a cash flow index strategy, whether it's a business funding strategy, whether it's infinite banking or different elements of it. It all comes into the realm of cash flow, hacking your finances to create more efficiency, live a more intentional life. So that's pretty much where we're at so far. It's so new. We're under a year that we're growing this team, and as you mentioned, already 40 agents. Now, obviously, not everyone's going to be as active. Everyone's starting at different points. Some people are going to be able to just run. Some are slow. And when I say slow, meaning like they just need to take more time to learn, educate themselves. Maybe they didn't pass the exam on the first try, so they're still in training mode. Whereas others are come from a certain finance background, so they're able to move a little bit more, efficiently, move faster. So everyone's at different paces. Again, this is the type of environment where you grow at your own pace. We're obviously going to encourage you to make improvements, make tweaks. Here's how you can do that faster. Here's how you can do that more efficiently. Here's how you can get through this, right? And we're simply opening up the doors, which Life 180 has been able to provide, where you could team up with me. You could get coached by
Yeah.
me on the business side, and same with Sebastian. I didn't have this option before. And to Sebastian's point earlier, how he mentioned for quite some time, there really wasn't showing you how to design policies for infinite banking on the whole life side and how to properly structure high cash value designs, in order to get that sort of help and support, it did come at a price. It still comes at a heavy price today, whether you join an institution like Nelson Nash Institute, you do have to make a pretty hefty investment on top of getting your license. It's not a whole lot of money, but it's still a cost. So you got to get your license and you got to start your LLC, get your business going, and you invest in the, say, a program like Nelson Nash Institute. It's going to cost money, and then there's additional membership dues and fees on top of that to really get integrated into that kind of community. So there'll be ongoing costs and training, versus you could essentially go around that for free through Life 180 and receive policy design training with different carriers,
Yep.
which is not bad, not bad at all. And
Right.
I think that's very healthy, especially if you're someone that wants to do the designing of it.
Yeah.
You're going to talk to the client, you're going to design the policy, you're going to present it, and do the servicing. So that's pretty impactful in terms of your experience so far to this point. Now that you have been building up these agents, because I'd say that's mostly you're doing the majority of that. I'm more of one of those 24 active agents that's bringing business, that's bringing clients, and then I'm coaching those clients, I'm presenting policies to them, helping them understand it. You're really the one that's helping me close deals, but also train these new agents. And you're
Yeah.
doing meetings. So you're doing a lot right now. In your experience so far, how do you feel overall? And is this something that you're going all in on at this point?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so when we first started, and this is where I think there was a little bit of a fall off. There's a very narrow window for a new agent to get assimilated, and start having some results, seeing some experiencing some wins that keeps them motivated to, stay engaged. Um, and so at first we were kind of teaching based off of, look, this is how I do it. This is what's working for me. You can do the same thing until you become really efficient at it. You can, we can partner up and you just make the introduction, and then, you'll shadow me while you learn to do this yourself. And I thought that that would actually work, but it didn't. It didn't. I think that what happens is, we're speaking on a level that for you and I is just like breathing, but for a lot of people starting out, it's like way over their head,
It's
and
intimidating as well.
it's
That's what I
intimidating. Yeah,
realized. Sometimes I present a lot, and I often feel like, even though I'm 7 years in, I've had all this success, I still feel like I'm just getting started. So when
yeah,
I
me too.
speak, it's as I think I'm talking to them in a way as if I was just starting with them, but they don't see it that way because they know how long I've been in it.
Yeah,
So there's such that huge gap where we had to figure out, okay, we can't present from what has worked for us. We need to present something that is a standard, regardless of who's doing it.
yeah,
It's going to create these initial wins that people can feel encouraged to do and feel like they can actually get it done. And so continue. We're at that point where we've
yeah.
now
So,
made the tweak.
what's happened is, so Chris actually brought on a full time trainer in the company, someone who's been in the industry for over 20 years, that has had a lot of success himself, as well as success developing agents and teams. And this is his job. His job in the company is to develop agents. And so I've been working very closely with him. That's Matt Seibert. And, he has created a system, a program. And I'm not going to say what it is. I'm not going to explain what that is. That's going to be our proprietary internal teaching that you'll get when you become a part of our team. But this system can take someone who has no experience, no literacy in terms of even the language, and makes it very simple for you to be able to start bringing in new clients. Because I think the number one problem that agents have, besides just knowing what to say and how to say it, is, where do I get clients from? Like, how do
Prospecting.
I get prospects? Yeah, getting prospecting, right? So we have YouTube channels. So, we probably have a flow of inbound business coming. A new agent doesn't
Easy
have
for
that.
us. Right.
Yeah. So they're just like, well, what do I do? How do I get new clients? So this system is what's working. It's what's the difference between these 24 that are now kind of, going through this process versus the first batch of 15 or 20 from about a year ago who we didn't have that process for, and
Right.
now trying to get them back re-engaged. It's difficult because they're just they've lost that ambition.
Yep.
And I feel like I failed them. I'm not gonna lie, I do. I feel like I failed them. And I don't like that feeling. I want to know that I did everything I could. And I thought I was like, man, I'm going to create these templates, and I'm going to create this spreadsheet and give all the phone numbers and all the steps that I had to figure out through years of just digging and trial and error. Let me just make it really easy for you. But even that wasn't enough, because if you with all of that, if you don't have a step by step simple action plan of what to do one step at a time, people get lost. And so now that we have that, we're seeing a difference. We're seeing agents are starting to have wins very early on within the first week to 2 weeks. And those wins, they're small wins that are then becoming bigger wins. And I'd say within 30 to 60 days, they're getting to the point where now they can become, a leader, start to become a leader, and to help other new agents that are coming on board. And that's what we're trying to do, is really, develop leaders, not agents that are just you know making you know making a lot of sales and recruiting. And that's not what our design is. It's really a leadership platform to develop leaders. And that's what I get from you. That's what I get from Chris. The whole idea of just alignment, right? And what he teaches is that clarity plus alignment equals the your desired lifestyle, right? And it's not, we don't need more knowledge and more information or more effort. We need alignment. And once we have alignment, everything starts to work in your favor, because you're in, from our faith perspective, we're working with God in his will.
Hmm.
We are aligned with God, with for our purpose to do what we were designed and created to do in his will. And so therefore everything starts opening, the doors start opening, right? When we try to do things in our own will, then God has to redirect our steps. And
Right.
then it's like, I'm going this way because I think I know what I'm doing. And God's like, no, you got to go that way. And so sometimes you end up having to start all over because you're doing it in your own will. But when you're in alignment, then all of a sudden it's almost like effortless, and it's fun, it's exciting, and it's a joy, it's a real blessing. So that's what we're doing, and that's what's working. And so seeing agents now starting to have good experiences, and it's really exciting. I'm enjoying that a lot. And yeah, looking forward to just building the team up even further. And the event in August, being able to speak and having that platform is just an exciting opportunity. And we're just getting started. We're just
Yeah.
getting started. So
Yeah.
yeah,
We're just getting started. We're making mistakes early on. We're learning from those. We're making tweaks. You mentioned that we now have a system that works, and we're not giving away the name necessarily of it. But what I will say is that it's a no selling system. So that really lowers the the barriers that people put up when they feel like they're afraid to sell, right? The word sell, sales will always be a trigger word, just like asking anyone to speak in front of people is a trigger.
yeah,
It triggers fear, it triggers anxiety, it triggers nervousness, it triggers you feeling unwell, sick to your stomach, even wanting to throw up. Sales has that same effect. Yet, the concept of selling and sales is required in this world to
yes,
convey any message whatsoever, to obtain anything you want in this world, requires a transaction, requires a sale to take place, whether that's you buying a flight, you buying a hotel. A sale occurred. When you are wanting to serve people in the area of their finance, how do you serve without selling? And that's the system that we've put together essentially here, is a no selling system where you can just have genuine conversations with folks, and it opens up their mind to new questions, new topics that you can then take. You don't have to have the answers to everything. That's what's awesome. When you're not selling, you don't need to have the answer. You're just asking really good questions.
Yep.
You're taking that data that they're giving you, those answers, and if they give you questions on those answers, guess what? You just simply say, I don't know. Or I think it might be this, but I'm going to verify and get more once I complete this process with you. And that right there is like, I've actually improved my coaching practice where I'm just simply asking more questions on the first interaction that I have with clients to make sure that they that I'm letting them tell me what they came here for. Oftentimes I'm under this assumption that people are hiring me and paying me to do velocity banking. And there's been multiple scenarios where that wasn't the case.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, gotcha. So we just need to do this. Okay, great. So when I allow them to tell me what it is that they actually want and what their ideas are, it actually makes my job a whole lot easier. Where if they had an idea, I can simply agree to it. I'm like, you know what? That's actually a really good idea. Now that you say that under this context, under this situation, yeah, I think we should get this tool instead of that. I was already coming into it with this plan. And even if my plan is better than yours, will you actually implement it? Or are you going to resist it? Versus you got a plan, you have an idea, and maybe some way, somehow I can include mine into yours. And now it's your plan.
Yeah.
When you put it on the client, where it's like, that's what you said, that's your plan. Now I'm just supporting what you said. I'm saying yes to what it is you want to do with your money. And when you get on their side and advocate for what they want, now they want to work with you even more. Instead of I have to convince you to change something or think you're changing something, when in reality, when you ask the right questions and you have the right conversations with folks, they're not actually changing anything. They're just adding on the product you're providing that's in alignment with what they already want to do. And they come to the realization, oh, wow, this whole life product can actually solve all of these problems for me. Or this convertible term policy can solve these problems for me. Or this disability policy, or this long-term care, or this annuity actually solves my problem. And then you help facilitate it. So very excited. We'll wrap up here and just remind you all, we're going to be, Sebastian and I, Chris Kirkpatrick, and other folks, we're going to be in Scottsdale, Arizona, August 21st and 23rd. Love to see you there. Those of you that want to get started now, you want to team up with me in this industry, in the financial services industry, and join our team. It's a very simple process. I have links below in the comment section in the chat. I'll have it on the screen as well for you to sign up, get on a call with Sebastian, and we just simply take you through our process. You can vet us, you can research, Google us, anything that you need, we're going to provide it to you in advance and help you make that decision. Anything else you'd like to say before we close out?
No. Did you want to share the website? Like have them give them a quick
let's go
tour?
ahead and do that. Yeah, let's give them a little insight on.
All right.
You want to go ahead and pull that up?
Yep, I got it. All right. So this is our Kingdom Finance Team website. So if you come to this website, kingdomfinanceteam.com, this is what you'll see. You can join the team or request to join the team, request more info. If you're looking to get an illustration to become a client, there's the ad for the meeting. You can register for the Monday night meeting there as well. This is the event that Denzel was talking about. And from here, you can grab your ticket. Denzel has a link there that he's going to give you. And you can learn more about the details of the event. This is in Scottsdale, Arizona. This just as reading this website will give you a really nice understanding of Life 180 and some of the principles. There's the 5 pillars: personal growth and expansion, debt management, savings, optimization, investor DNA alignment, and legacy and estate planning. There's Chris as a speaker, me, Mike Wolf, there's Denzel, and there's 2 spots left that are going to be filled shortly. So you can see us there. Come to the event if you're in the area. It makes it easy. If not, get your tickets early, and hopefully we see you there. Back on the Kingdom Finance Team website here. There's another video at the bottom here. I'm explaining a little bit about the legacy banking system. And I'm going to play this video, Denzel, and I think we can end right after this. This is going to really kind of let everyone really hear from Chris directly regarding clarity and alignment. And I think this will really help everyone to really understand why we're so aligned with Chris. So I'll go ahead and hit play on that.
Go for it.
Hey there. I want to start by saying something important. If you're watching this video, you are different. I'm not saying you're better than anybody else, but you are different in a powerful way. You're someone who is actively seeking clarity, not just settling for getting by. You're searching for something more, something that's meaningful to you. And that is what Life 180 is all about. You see, most financial advice is designed to do one thing, and that is separate you from your money. You're told to chase returns, buy the product with the highest upside, outsource your future to somebody who knows better than you. But here's the truth. You don't need more products. You need a process. You don't need more information. You need alignment. And that is what the Life 180 framework was built to create. See, at Life 180, we believe that financial success isn't about luck or hustle. It's about the equation clarity plus alignment equals the life you desire. That's the formula. You see, clarity is knowing who you are, what you value, where you're going, and why it's important to you. Alignment is simply removing the resistance, whether that's emotional, financial, or behavioral, whatever it is that's keeping you stuck. When those 2 things come together, your outcomes become inevitable because you're no longer fighting yourself. You're no longer operating from a place of fear. You're no longer making decisions based on what the world tells you you should care about. You're moving from your truth. You are in alignment. And from that state, you have the ability to build wealth differently. So let me walk you through the 5 pillars of the Life 180 framework. We call it cash flow hacking, and it's a system designed to create clarity, control, and increase contribution in your life. Now, pillar 1 is personal growth and expansion. Everything begins with you. If you're not growing, your finances won't grow either. This is about mindset, identity, and becoming the kind of person who creates the life that you actually want to live. Pillar 2 is debt management. We don't shame debt at Life 180. We use it wisely. We teach a strategy called cash flow indexing to help you prioritize, restructure, or eliminate debt based on how it affects your cash flow, not just based on interest rates. Pillar 3 is savings optimization. This is where we build your growth fund, which is a combination of emergency savings and opportunity capital. We use specially designed whole life insurance as a foundational tool to help you create safety, liquidity, and long-term control of your capital. Pillar 4 is identifying your investor DNA. This is where everything changes. Instead of chasing hype, you start investing in alignment with your values, strengths, and vision. We help you discover your investor DNA so you can stop asking the question, what should I invest in? And start asking, what is aligned with who I am becoming? Pillar 5 is tax and legacy planning. This is about protecting your wealth through minimizing taxes and creating generational impact and building a legacy, not just one of money, but one of values. We use the Rockefeller method to ensure that your money continues to work long after you are gone. Now, I want to pause here because what I just shared sounds a lot like a financial framework, and it absolutely is. But it's really more than that. It's really a framework for freedom. Most people think money is the goal. It's really not. Money is simply a mirror. It reflects who you are, what you believe in, and what you're aligned with. That's why so many people make good money and still feel broke, still feel stressed, still feel like no matter what they do, it's never enough. And this is what we help you shift. We help you get aligned at the identity level. We help you move from your shadow state, which is the state where you're driven by fear, scarcity, and survival, into your aligned state where you make decisions from your values, your purpose, and your vision from the future. Because when you change who you are being, your financial life changes with it. This isn't a course. This isn't just another financial program. This is a coaching process. It's designed to walk with you through every stage of transformation. Whether you're just getting started, climbing out of debt, building wealth, or preparing for retirement, we meet you where you are and walk you forward. You are not alone in this. We provide community, coaching, content, a proven plan, and much, much more. All this is designed to help you create a life that is meaningful to you. We live in a world that's constantly pulling us out of alignment with our values and beliefs. We're surrounded by social media, politics, fear-based marketing, or even well-meaning advisors who don't take time to understand your actual goals, giving you advice. You need a way to come back to center, to make decisions from your power, not your panic. And that's what Life 180 gives you. It's not about being perfect. It's about being intentional, because financial transformation doesn't have to be hard. It simply has to be aligned. It's really not that complicated. So the question isn't, will this work for you? The question is, are you ready to stop guessing and start leading your financial life from a place of clarity and alignment? If so, here's what to do next. Get back to the person who shared this video with you, or click on the link wherever you're watching this to schedule a clarity call. On that call, we'll help you get clear on where you are, what's in the way, and what steps you can take to get in alignment with the life you truly want. There's no pressure, just support, strategy, and clarity, because at the end of the day, you don't need more hustle, you need more alignment. We'd be honored to help you get there.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's it. The site that they'll be able to go to is going to be kingdomfinancesteam.com/Denzel. And on that page, when you register, it'll automatically record it as Denzel's referral, as well as if you register for the big event coming up, it'll notify us that you're Denzel's guest. So please visit that, and Denzel, I'm sure you'll have that in the in the description below.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Awesome. Well, we are going to let you all go today. Thank you for tuning in to today's video. Appreciate your time. God bless, and we'll be talking soon. Have a good one.